Okay. Wow, I was blown away again. I'm online. There's nothing around here. There's no messages, no... Oh, one finally showed up. I don't understand. What is going... There has to be something different about this game. It's so... There doesn't seem to be as many floor, like, messages and bloodstains. Like, I don't know how they decide what messages and bloodstains go through, because obviously not. Well, I know for sure not all messages go through. Wait. Well, I know when you play on a different character, I don't see my own messages. Yeah, I guess I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure messages only last for there's something to do with, like, they get a spot for a while, but then they go away or something, because when I've left messages, they'll get rated when I first leave them, but then after they've been there for a while, they never get rated unless they're more popular. Then they will get rated for a longer time. Like, it seems like your message gets a day or something to get a certain popularity, and if it maintains popularity, it'll keep showing up in other people's worlds. That's my guess. I don't know if it's... I've never seen anybody say anything about messages or read anything on any wikis or on any YouTube videos. I'm not sure. Not only am I not sure how it works, I've never even heard anybody even guess at it. I'm sure somebody has, but with all the Souls fans out there. Okay, so anyway, what I'm looking to do here is just get by that worm thing. How does the worm not... Oh, okay, you already left. Okay, there's a certain place you can get... What? I don't know if I've ever seen him shoot lightning like that. Okay. Well, maybe he does. I guess I don't really... I sort of figured this out almost immediately when I first played it, I think. And I never really paid much attention to the enemy, or to the worm. Why is that not hitting him? It's like he's got to get hit in the head or something. It's kind of a cool idea. It's so big, it's kind of hard to see. Like, it's okay when you're standing here waiting for it, but when you're moving around at all, you don't really see it. Okay, lightning stake. And undead bone shard. A lightning stake. I haven't really used, or definitely haven't used offensive miracles. I haven't really used much many miracles at all, but definitely not many offensive. They're just... they got nerfed so badly in Dark Souls 2. I have to admit, I think I did hear people talking about magic not being very good in this. It's hard to be absolutely blind to every possible piece of information. Okay, yeah, so what I gotta do here now is... oh, that's a person summon sign. Well, one of them is. One of them's a NPC. Okay. This seems like a boss that would be popular just because he seems like one of the easier bosses. Well, it seems like straightforward. Like there's not really a lot. Like so, a lot of bosses in this game seem like they're kind of wild and all over the place, whereas that one seems more kind of straightforward. Like the boss is very wildly in this game. Like maybe I don't know about the difficulty, but just sort of in the I would say probably in the difficulty. Maybe not so much in regular new game. I'm sure when you get up to the higher ones, though, some of these bosses are way harder than others. But the like the dancer, holy cow! Like I'll eventually get there. I guess I'll talk about it then to some degree. But that dancer in the dark, or dancer of the Boreal Valley. Oh, does that boss ever have a lot of different moves? Like when I fought it, I fought some bosses. I'm trying to think what boss I'm thinking of. Oh, actually, I'm thinking more Bloodborne, which actually that boss, well, maybe not a total Bloodborne boss. Some of the attacks kind of remind me of Bloodborne. Although it's not quite as quick as a Bloodborne boss, it is somewhat of a Dark Souls boss in that it sort of, I don't know, whatever. But anyway, it does remind me of Bloodborne boss just because the amount of attacks. I know, like Vicar Amelia in Bloodborne, I never, like I beat Bloodborne, I've definitely beat it 3 times for sure, because I've got all 3 endings. I would say maybe, I must have beat, maybe 3 to 6 times. I'm not sure how many times I've beaten it, but I've been through a bunch of it, probably 10 to 12 times. I haven't actually beaten it. I've sort of quit maybe like 2/3 of the way through, or sometimes a little farther, sometimes a little shorter. But anyway, I fought Vicar Amelia a bunch of times, and I never got her moves down. She just seems to have so many different moves. There's some where I sort of know how it starts, or I know certain ones, but she just seemed to have these ones that look similar. They start off looking similar, but then they'd be different. But I think that dancer might have even more. Okay, so anyway, let's get on with things here. I'm not very good at playing. I don't know how people play and talk at the same time. Unless I'm just like walking through a neutral area that doesn't have anything in it. But if I'm trying to navigate anything. Okay, so heal, get the ring. Okay, you gotta destroy that. There's a wall in front of there. You gotta use these spears to destroy it. In fact, I'll do something else here while I'm here. Man, these things are so accurate. They're homing. Come on. There we go. He can open a hole in the floor there, too. That goes... I'm trying to think, do I want to... I'll leave that for later, I guess. I can always... I think that will close up. Or will it? I can't remember. But anyway, that sort of goes to the last bonfire, close to the last bonfire. But you gotta, because I'm planning on shutting down that, ballista, I want to get the things you can do with it out of the way here first. Such a pain. Yeah, I got the speckled stone. Where am I going? I got the speckled stone plate ring. There. Yeah, okay. There's an NPC. Is this Torsig? Yeah, or what's his name? Sorig? He's very useful. I would say maybe my favorite NPC placement so far that I've encountered. Well, I guess there's the one at the Pontiff are pretty useful too. But oh man, these may be the cheapest enemies. Those things in the swamp that jump over your head. Well, actually, they're here too. This area is so unbelievably cheap. Like it's just Bloodborne Chalice Dungeons. It looks like Bloodborne Chalice Dungeons, and it's terrible like Bloodborne Chalice Dungeons. Okay, I don't know, it's not I love this aesthetic so much. I love in the underground cave dungeons with fire and stuff like that. I love that aesthetic, so it's hard to... so I don't hate this as much. If it was had a look that I hated, oh man, I would really hate this area. But these enemies are so friggin' cheap. These have to be some of the cheapest enemies. Well, okay, they're cheap. These enemies are super cheap. Okay, so I'll just fight these things now. They're not as bad when there's one of them. They can do incredible... What? I've never seen that happen before. Oh, these things are so annoying. Oh my good... What? I can't remember if they might be things that just have one health. What? Oh man, this area is brutal. This area is seriously brutal. What am I gonna do here? That really was not a good thing for me because there's two of those enemies down there already. Maybe the cheapest area in this entire game. It's definitely up. It's got a nomination.